Hey traders and investors, it's Rod with Powell Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for a daily market recap. Today is Friday, March 26th, and man, am I ever happy it's Friday. Let me know in the comments below if you're excited about it being the weekend. I, for one, am exhausted. Can't wait to just relax and recharge the batteries. It's been a long week. So we'll go through this video a little bit quicker today. We'll just look at some news and events, the overall broader market, the crypto sector, and some individual names. But before we do, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. So Chinese listed stocks tank on fears of multiple disputes with the US. So we saw the Chinese stocks get hit pretty hard today on that news. And there's a climate meeting coming up, so we'll see if Russia and China partake in that. But we know that Joe Biden with the states has already confirmed that he is going, and he has offered or invited them to go as well. So we'll see if there's any update there. And at least a week is needed to dislodge the ship here in the canal. I'm sure you guys saw this information and this news today, but man, that is quite the predicament, and it's blocking the canal. It's affecting global trade, so that had about 3 million barrels of oil, or 5 million barrels, something like that. So it's obviously going to have a big effect on the energy sector. So we'll see if there's any further developments for that over the weekend and into next week. Ontario will allow salons, outdoor gyms to open in lockdown regions. We also saw BMO warns policymakers could swing the hammer on the hot housing market. So we could see some policy changes in regards to the Canadian real estate market. So we'll keep an eye on that. Potential rates or anything like that. I don't believe they have any plans to increase any rates, but we'll see. Mercedes to unveil flagship electric sedan with Tesla beating battery. So I found that interesting. So we'll see more than 700 kilometers, 435 miles of range. Mercedes expects the EQS to achieve in-lab testing as another indication Germany's carmaker will have something to say about Tesla Inc.'s early domination of the electric vehicle space. We also saw that we had the first exchange that caves into the relist XRP movement today. So Switzerland-based exchange Like has made a decision to relist XRP, a controversial cryptocurrency affiliated with the Ripple blockchain. Pretty sure I pronounced that correctly. So taking a look at the crypto space, we are bouncing back quite nicely here, pretty much green across the board. Ripple back over 55 cents, so obviously liking that news. On the Bitcoin chart, we have yet to confirm a 4-hour uptrend, so this move is all coming off the low there at 50,305. So we're not 100% convinced that the daily bottom is in just yet. We did break the high of yesterday, so the daily bounce is underway, but we're not 100% convinced that this is our temporary bottom being set. But at this point, we will just expect a lower high compared to 57,209, and then we'll look to top out, potentially form a higher low. But again, this 4-hour chart, we need to confirm a 4-hour uptrend to be absolutely confident. So I'd like to see that here over the next few hours and the next few candles. If we start to see 4-hour consolidation, we've got about 2 hours and 51 minutes left. So if we lose the low of 52,910, 4-hour consolidation will be underway. If we don't lose that low, then we'll be watching the low of this candle on the next one to watch for that consolidation that we know is likely due here at some point. So the S&P 500 closed at an all-time high weekly candle close at a record, and market bulls are back. So we had weekly consolidation. We bounced off EMA 12 here, and it's been holding. We lost it here on the week of March 1st, but we ultimately closed back above it, and that was the day everybody thought the market was going to lose the weekly uptrend. We're still in a weekly uptrend and an all-time high record close. So as long as we stay in a weekly uptrend, bulls are in full control. The dollar is pulling back a little bit, and on the daily we had an inside bar. We're still watching that inside bar, so either we break bullish and we see daily continuation, or we break bearish and we see daily consolidation. So we'll be watching the dollar very closely. IWM closed up almost 2% today. Daily bounce underway. So again, a lot of names yesterday changed their hourly trends, and then a lot of names today broke the highs of yesterday, and that confirmed the daily bounce was underway. And IWM closed back above EMA 12 on the weekly. QQQ right at its EMA 12 on the weekly, sitting at 315.45. We closed at 316. So saved there by the bulls yet again, and we're trying to avoid a weekly downtrend here. As you can see, we have a lower high and the potential lower low here if we lose 297.45. So QQQ on the verge of a weekly downtrend. SPY still a long ways away from losing its weekly uptrend, but the tech sector has been noticeably weak. And the SMH, so the semiconductor ETF, back above EMA 12 there on the daily. And right at resistance, we have resistance at 242.58. Taking a look at QQQ. So QQQ potentially topping out here at the EMAs. We have resistance up at 321.09 on the daily. And we'll just expect a daily lower high compared to this low here and compared to that recent high. Taking a look at SPY, we were expecting a daily lower high on SPY after confirming a daily downtrend. QQQ confirmed a daily downtrend, but it still hasn't broken, so we're still a long ways away from resistance. On the Qs, we're about 1.5% away when SPY actually closed above its previous high here. So we are no longer in a daily downtrend. We broke that downtrend here, and now we're back up to all-time highs at 398.12 going into next week. So 400 definitely in the cards for next week. And I'm swinging a fairly sizable short here on the S&P 500 just because the tech sector is still in a daily downtrend. It's still weak. We saw a lot of weakness today in biotech again, and just overall market weakness. We're in a lot of daily downtrends. Bitcoin's still in a daily downtrend. A lot of names. XHB up over 3% today, just busting. And that is the home builders ETF. But the real estate market just continues to blast higher. XLE, the energy sector, seeing a nice green day up 2.5%. Not surprising with oil up 4%. And that likely has to do with that canal ordeal where the millions and millions of barrels of oil are not going to be accessible and obviously going to hurt the supply. So that will increase the price based on supply and demand. So the silver is still very, very weak. And we did try to break the high of yesterday, but we're pulling back within that range. Gold, we did lose the low of yesterday, so daily consolidation is still underway, but we're still in a daily uptrend. And in my opinion, as long as we hold 16.99, bulls are just fine. So XLV, healthcare sector, closed with a nice green day as well. So healthcare, the financial sector, the energy sector, all helping SPY today. And that's why we saw such a huge, strong close and a strong move, a huge move into the end of the day on SPY. So taking a look here, we were in a 5-minute downtrend. We had 390.34 support and 390.58. We lost that. We bounced, rejected at the EMAs into a lower low. And then from there, bulls just ran with it, and pretty impressive volume coming in there at the end of the day as well. And 5-minute overbought. Went from oversold to overbought very, very quickly. But like I said, that is some massive volume coming in there and a nice squeeze by the bulls going into the end of the day. So congrats to the bulls out there today. Taking a look at Apple. So Apple, we have an inside bar, it looks like. We had 119, the low. We had 118.92. So we did have a mini bear break. So Apple has been notably weak. And just zooming out here to the weekly time frame, we're projecting at EMA 12. We've got earnings coming up in a couple of months, it looks like in May, the first week of May. But rejecting at EMA 12 there, that is going to be a nice visual guide going into next week. So on the bear list, we had MVMD. I hear there was a Mountain Valley MD. I heard there was a short report on this company. So that likely attributed to all of the downside today. AMC, NEO. So again, NEO probably getting hurt based on the news of just the tensions between China and the US at the moment. But we are watching NEO for potentially, if you watched my video from yesterday, I had a trade review in NEO, and it was essentially the same setup today. And I know a couple people in our group got in on this, but you could see yesterday it was the same type of setup. We had 34.58, we had a 5-minute higher low and a 5-minute trend change, and it was just all bulls all day. And then this morning, right back down to that 34.66, And then we confirmed a 5-minute uptrend. Like I said, I know a couple people in our group played this in pre-market this morning, so shout out to the bulls there. It's a great trade, and we were in a 5-minute uptrend. And then I said be cautious. I wouldn't expect to see the same thing as yesterday because we weren't hourly. The RSI was cooled off. It wasn't as oversold as it was yesterday. And also just the news of, China and US tensions and all that. And I was skeptical, and sure enough, right out of the gate, we got these fake outs, and we came back down, tested the low of pre-market, lost the 5-minute uptrend, got back into a 5-minute uptrend, and then we saw a pretty big fake out, and then just a slow bleed most of the day, and then nice pump there into the end of the day with the reaction from the overall broader market. So on the bull list, we had NEXE. I added to that position as well, and that was up over 13% today, so added to that yesterday. And nice to see NEXE with a nice bull move today. Congrats to the bulls there. Snow, FTNT, and VEGA leading the bull list. And the EV space just continues to be weak. Tesla down another 3% today. Did lose 600. And I'll be potentially interested in a position in Apple on a test of about 500. I'd like to see a flush of 500 before I go long on Tesla. So we're pretty much going to end it there. Once again, happy Friday. I hope everyone had a fantastic week, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rod with Pow Group. I appreciate you all watching. Best of luck going into next week, and we'll see you after close on Monday. Take care, everyone.